Howdy, howdy. Welcome back to Crafty Grinding. It's time again for round 2 predictions for the Marvel Contest of Champions latest arenas, plus a quick recap of round 1 results. For these arenas, we're dealing with Annihilus as the feature champ and Sunspot as the 4-star basic champ. So first, the round 1 results. So the 5-star feature Annihilus came in at 32 million, with the 4-star feature coming in at 5.7 and Sunspot coming in at 2.3.2. I guess I said that right. 2.32 million. And as I always like to remind folks, these results are for the veterans bracket, and they're also self-reported results, as Kabam never releases the official arena results. These self-reported results, what do I mean by that? People, there's different spots across the community, whether it's in Reddit or whether it's the MCOC Trekos Facebook page, where people go in and say, hey, here's a screenshot of what I actually got in round 1. And when enough people do that, you actually get a sense, and some people who actually landed or got close to the actual cutoffs, like in the case of the 5-star feature, there's 150 of them. When the folks that actually got those results are reporting it to those different locations, that allows then the community to report self-reported numbers like these, and that's really the only way that we get an idea of what's going on in the arena. So those folks who take the time and report results, whether it's in my channel or in these other locations across the community, kudos to you, because that allows us then to have a conversation on what might happen in later arenas as well as in later rounds, like in round 2 in this case. So anyway, with that being said, these are for the veterans bracket, and there's 3 types of brackets in MCOC, with the veterans bracket for any account that's older than 60 days, the intermediate 31 to 60, and the beginner, as the name implies, from the day the account has been opened all the way to 30 days. So anyway, comparing these round 1 results to my predictions, as you can see, 5-star feature, I thought Annihilus was going to be in that other group. If you saw my round 1 prediction video, there's really 2 types of old feature champs. When I say old, it's like their second plus time as a feature champ. Could be 3, could be 4, whatever, but at least they've been in a feature arena champ before, which is the case of Annihilus. This is the second time around. Anyway, there's 2 groups, some around 26, 25 million, and the other around 30 million plus. I thought Annihilus, even though he's a decent defender, and even though he is getting buffed here, and that buff is now live, I didn't think he'd be pushing up to that 30 number, but looks like I was wrong, as that number was closer to 32 million than 26. However, in the case of the 4-star feature Annihilus and Sunspot, I was pretty close, within that 5 to 10%, even closer within 5% in both of these cases. So for the most part, that's what I try to get, within 5 to 10%. So in the case of the 5-star feature, not so much, but in the case of the 4-star feature, was pretty spot on. So now that we've taken a look at round 1 results, let's take a look at what might happen in round 2. Starting first with the 4-star basic arena. So this is what I call new, means that this is the first time these champs have come into the 4-star basic arena. You can see for the most part you're anywhere from 2 to 2.4 million based off of how good the champ is. Well, I wouldn't even say that, because Invisible Woman and Mysterio, and I would definitely I'm becoming more of a fan favorite of Invisible Woman. If you know how to play her right, she can definitely be just as good as Stealth Suit Spidey, in my opinion. But anyway, regardless, the community didn't feel that way, as she was closer to 2 million like Mysterio, whereas that's easy for me to say, Stealth Suit Spidey went closer to 2.5 million. But then you have way over on the left here, you have Namor going for 2.78, and that's because at the time he was a really great champ, and even after the nerf he's still going to be a good champ, but I don't know if he's going to be as much, a top tier champ as he was back then. But anyway, we haven't seen a champ come in anywhere close to those numbers for some time, and it looks like, we can look at Stealth Suit Spidey and even Mysterio as a closer number, and in both cases, well, not in both cases, for Mysterio, he's pretty much the same as round 1 and round 2, not a big difference, even though it was slightly higher. But in the case of Stealth Suit Spidey, you saw a decrease between round 1 and round 2. Invisible Woman was the same thing as Mysterio, even though it was a slight decrease. Really, those numbers are pretty much the same thing. Now, when it comes to the 4-star feature, you look at this, when it's in the 5.5, anywhere under 6 million, it goes slightly up to around 6 million. Then Then you look at Red Skull. He was staying at $6 million in round 2. Massacre, for whatever reason, did drop, but Darkhawk had a pretty big jump from round 1 to round 2. But I think for the most part, and even though you don't see him here, I looked at some other past results, and it feels like round 2 is either slightly higher or a couple 100,000 higher between round 1 and round 2. So I think that's what we can expect this time. Now jumping down to the 5-star feature and really over to the right where you see Massacre and Darkhawk, that's more representative of what's going on or what we might expect for Annihilus, since Red Skull and King Groot were in that 25 million-ish range and not so much that 30-plus range that now we know Annihilus fits in. So anyway, you can see Massacre fell down to 29 million. But again, Darkhawk, for whatever reason, there was a couple spikes going on with Darkhawk, both in the 4-star and 5-star feature arenas. But I think for the most part, we can expect that 29 million-ish to 30 million range for that 5-star feature. I think that's the more consistent kind of trend, consistent result we see versus that outlier with that Darkhawk big jump. So anyway, based off of all these past recent results, here are my thoughts for round 2 of the Veterans Bracket for the Annihilus and Sunspot arenas. Starting first with the 5-star feature, I think it's going to be right around that 29-30 million range for Annihilus. I think for the 4-star feature, that's 6 million, maybe 6.1. For Sunspot, 2.2. You saw with Stealth Suit Spidey, it's not going to climb much higher than that. And then with that 3-star feature, 725,000. As you know, as I said earlier with my predictions, I try to get within 5 to 10%. So I always like to guide to give a grind target. For those that kind of give yourself that extra space to give you a better chance to get the champ. As I always say, past results don't guarantee future results. So with that being said, I think 36 million should give you that really good shot at getting that 5-star feature Annihilus. I think 6.2 is a good number for the 4-star feature. 2.6 million to make sure you get that second round Sunspot, and 750,000 for the 3-star feature Annihilus. And again, the grind targets and predictions are for the Veterans Bracket. When it comes to the earlier bracket, there's not really any place across the community other than occasional information in my channel, thanks to folks like you who are listening and post that information either on Twitter or my YouTube channel. But anyway, there's not a lot of information here, so these are more kind of shots in the dark, if you will, kind of not necessarily darts against a dartboard. There are some recent past results that I'm basing this off on, including my own recent free-to-play accounts I've been messing around with, but there's not as many examples of past results that I can just find for the Veterans Bracket. So with that being said, keep that in mind. These aren't the best kind of predictions, but it gives you kind of a reference to go after. Beginner bracket, 3-star feature around 225,000, 4-star basic 800,000, and the 4-star feature 1.4 million. Jumping down on the intermediate bracket, again, this is for your accounts open 31 to 60 days. 3-star feature, you're looking around 525, 4-star basic 1.1 million, and 4-star feature 1.2 million. So anyway, these are my thoughts for round 2 of the Annihilus and Sunspot arenas. If you have any questions or a difference of opinion, would love to hear about them. Shout out me either at Twitter or here in the comment section of my videos. And if you find this information useful, like this information, I'd really appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button, as it's a good indicator that I'm making content you guys like. Plus YouTube says, hey, this is content people like to hear who like Marvel Contest of Champions, so let's feed it out to more folks, which means AKA helps out the channel, helps out the videos quite a bit. So I'd appreciate it if you click that thumbs up button. And if you like these types of videos, my videos and other videos I have, and you haven't yet subscribed, would really appreciate it if you did. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and have a great day.